This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Our top story this morning is the latest on the Nakia Creek fire in southwest Washington. Officials estimate it's now about 2,000 acres. Just under 3,000 people are under evacuation orders. We'll have a live report from Camas coming up in just a minute. Plus,
now it's turned into an institution. We're all stereotyped as being drug addicts.
Police stepping up patrols to get a homeless camp in Longview under control. Coming up, we'll talk with the people living there about their concerns.
Also this morning, we are bringing attention to a para-educator shortage in the Portland Public School District. A few of the reasons it seems to be so hard to hire in the field and what drives those already doing the job to keep going.
Good Monday morning, everybody. Thank you for watching early. Boy, only 5 o'clock. We have a busy news day coming up, but also weather making headlines. You're cooling things off a little bit for us, Chris.
Yeah, for sure, cooling things off, but we still have, of course, high fire concerns, right, and air quality top of mind as well. Let's go ahead and get to the big board here. I can show you that air quality advisory remains in effect here across much of the viewing area west of the Cascades through 5 o'clock this afternoon. The good news specifically for the Nakia Creek fire, but in general for all fires burning across Oregon and Washington, is that the wind that was so gusty over the weekend has eased off significantly. It has also switched direction. So with the wind now coming in off the Pacific, we increase the humidity a little bit. We help the firefighting efforts a little bit, and the lighter wind obviously does not encourage rapid growth of the fire. So that is good news, of course. Right now, as we look live over downtown Portland, we've slipped to 52 degrees at the airport. Cloud cover will probably build in a little bit this morning, guys. Those clouds will clear. I keep the wind light in our forecast today. We finish with sunshine and high temperatures climbing into the mid-70s. Guys?
All right, Chris, wind's a big part of our top story this morning. The Nakia Creek fire burning on and near Larch Mountain in southwest Washington. The wildfire grew in size over the weekend, jumping containment lines, and now thousands are being told to leave their homes.
And our Devin Haskins is live now in Camas at the Camas Church of the Nazarene. And Devin, that church is actually one of the shelters that have opened up.
Yeah, Christine, the Red Cross setting up this shelter Sunday afternoon, and as of last night, around 30 people were staying here. It can hold around 100 people. The fire, the Nakia Creek fire, burning about 9 miles northeast of here, the city of Camas, up in that Larch Mountain area, just blowing up over the weekend, jumping containment lines, going from just a couple hundred acres to around 2,000 acres. Fire officials say the fire did jump containment lines as the wind and heat spread the fire's flames. The containment line around the fire has decreased from what was 10% to now just 5%. The winds were so strong, air crews were grounded at times. And as of Sunday night, around 2,900 homes are under level 3 go now orders. State officials estimate around 30,000 homes are impacted either under the be ready, get set, or go now. Those are the level 1, 2, or 3 evacuation orders. We talked with a woman that owns a farm inside the level 2 evacuation order zone as she was moving her animals to the Clark County Fairgrounds.
We're just going to get out of the farm, and then my husband will stay here along with a few other neighbors to just until it's time to actually go. And we've got the trailer loaded up with personal belongings.
Now we know of one school closure. The Washougal School District has closed or canceled classes for today. And at the Larch Corrections Center, they've also evacuated the inmates staying there to other Washington Department of Corrections facilities. We should get more of an update later on this morning around the 8 o'clock hour, so we'll obviously stay tuned with fire officials for more on this Nakia Creek fire here burning near Camas. For now, we're live. Devin Haskins, KGW News.
Okay, Devin, thank you so much. Now in your morning headlines, we start with a deadly stabbing in northeast Portland overnight around 12:30 this morning. Officers responded to a call in the Hollywood neighborhood around northeast 42nd and Weidler. They found a man and woman who'd been hurt and started giving both of them first aid. The man died at the scene. The woman was taken to the hospital and should be okay. Police did detain a man as part of the investigation, and right now, Northeast Weidler is closed from Northeast 42nd to 43rd while they investigate. And the man shot by Portland police in the downtown area on Friday is now in jail, charged with attempted assault. Just after 6 p.m., police got several calls about a man chasing people with a knife around Southwest 12th and Jefferson. Officers ended up shooting the man, identified as 45-year-old Jeremy Reek. Reek was released from the hospital on Saturday and booked into the Multnomah County Jail. The officer involved is now on administrative leave. And an Idaho man died last week after he was injured during a Russian attack in Luhansk. That's on the east side of Ukraine. His name was Dane Partridge. Shrapnel hit Partridge in the head on October 3rd while volunteering with the Ukrainian military. 2 days after that attack, the Russian government formally absorbed the city along with 4 other Ukrainian territories, though Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky has called the move a sham. And those are some of your morning headlines.
Now to our homeless crisis and an update on a large camp in Longview. Initially, the city declared an emergency and let people stay there because they had nowhere else to go. But they were supposed to be out by March of 2020, and then, of course, the pandemic hit. Everything got delayed. Now, almost 3 years later, the city has declared this camp a public health and safety emergency and moved campers to an adjacent parking lot. As Blair Best reports, to cut down on crime and drug use, Longview police are working overtime to patrol the camp while the city works to build a tiny home village.
What was once a large, unruly homeless camp on the corner of Alabama Street and Oregon Way?
It was pretty scary at first.
People were robbing each other, stealing from each other.
Is now this fenced-in site with around-the-clock security.
How's it been going in the camp?
Crappier.
Really? Why?
Huh? I don't know. It just seems crappier.
Now it's turned into an institution. We're all stereotyped as being drug addicts.
Has there been any criminal activity or drug use in the camp?
No different than there is in the city.
To cut down on the crime and drugs, over the past few weeks, the Longview police have been working overtime to patrol the camp 3 times a day. This has resulted in police contacting hundreds of people, stopping dozens of crimes, and making many arrests.
It seems like there's a lot less overdoses. The police and the chief, they help. They've always helped.
Those living inside must also follow a new set of rules, or else they'll be asked to leave. The rule upsetting most is no visitors, including family.
I mean, my family can't come here. My daughter, what if she needs to talk to her dad?
They're making it a concentration camp for these people.
KGW reached out to the city for comment, but didn't hear back by our deadline. A few months ago, 149 people lived in the camp. That number is now down to 80, since many didn't want to follow the new guidelines. This, what looks like a large, empty parking lot, used to be the old Alabama Street homeless camp. Now it's behind that fence. Now, I was here a few months ago, and hundreds of people were living here, and the trash was up to your knee. Now the city has it covered in asphalt, and they plan to make this into a new space for the homeless with things like running water and electricity. They plan to have that up and running next month.
I love it. I love it.
In 2 weeks, volunteers will build 50 cabins. Now, the city doesn't intend for this to be permanent housing, which may come as a surprise to some.
And now I've got a girlfriend that stays with me, and we're having fun.
Do you have any plans of moving out of this tent space or just staying here?
Just staying here. Yeah, I'm just staying here.
The city is working with the Salvation Army to open an emergency shelter that will also open next month. In Longview, Blair Best, KGW News.
All right, let's get back to our top story now. The live look that you're seeing here is from the Camas Church of the Nazarene, where an evacuation center is set up to help people impacted by the Nakia Creek fire. Yesterday morning, this fire stood at only 200 acres, but it's now estimated to be at about 2,000 acres. About 35,000 homes are under some sort of evacuation order, with roughly 3,000 under level 3 go now orders. So because of all this, the Washougal School District has canceled classes for all of its schools today.
You can understand how it spread. It was very windy yesterday.
Right.
Chris, I guess the good news, you were telling us that things are calming down today.
Yeah, we had a wind shift overnight, and with that wind shift, we got increasing humidity as well coming in off the Pacific. So that's a win-win all the way around, right? But that said, air quality is still taking a bit of a hit here across western Oregon and Washington, and you can see that with the yellow dots representing moderate air quality here across much of the region. Not only are we, of course, dealing with the Nakia Creek fire, but of course the Cedar Creek fire, which has been burning weeks and weeks in eastern Lane County and the Lane County Cascades. So air quality not the best, and for that reason, of course, the air quality alert remains, air quality advisory, I should say, remains in effect here across the region through 5 o'clock today. We'll probably see some improvement in that air quality this afternoon, but as I look at Futurecast here, I want to roll the clock through tonight and then into tomorrow. We get a slight wind shift again on Tuesday, which means light east winds will start to allow that smoke from the Nakia Creek fire likely to filter back into the Portland-Vancouver metro area and then probably south into the Willamette Valley as well. So wildfire smoke will be, again, top of mind. With the wind shift back to the east tomorrow, it'll be a lighter wind, not like those gusty 30, 40 mile an hour gusts that we had over the weekend. So that's a bit of good news. Okay, Futurecast this morning, cloud cover will build in, and I think a lot of us will wake up to a cloudy sky, but eventually this afternoon the clouds peel away. Even at the Oregon coast, I think we'll finish the day with some sunshine. 52 degrees with a light wind or a calm wind, last check at PDX. As we check out Futurecast this afternoon, despite the chilly start east of the Cascades, we're seeing a 40-plus degree swing in temperatures. Baker City warms to 74, John Day in the 80s. Portland in the 70s, Salem, Corvallis, Eugene in the 70s. All of these numbers significantly cooler than where we were over the weekend. Salem hit 92 degrees on Saturday, breaking a 120-year-old record at the Salem airport. It's just unbelievable. And with that in mind, Portland has hit 80 degrees or better 12 times in the month of October. I don't think we're done with the 80-degree heat just yet because I've got some back in my forecast. Possibly tomorrow, more likely Wednesday, and then what we are all waiting for, guys, is rain in the forecast, and I've got that coming our way Friday afternoon or evening, and then into next weekend. Christine?
Okay, thank you so much, Chris. Fall no longer confused. Rain coming up. Okay, coming up, a call for more paraeducators. How Portland Public Schools is trying to attract them and why they're such a crucial part of learning, specifically in special education.
And it's only mid-October, but we are looking ahead to the holiday season and getting ready for the KGW Great Toy Drive. Last December, we donated more than 30,000 toys to local kids. This year, we want your help to give even more. If you'd like to get involved, you can go to kgw.com/toy. And when you sign up your organization, we will send you a collection kit and you can help collect toys for local families. Thank you so much for all your support.